So hello everyone, and thank you so much for being with us tonight to discuss the prospects of a truly futuristic course. I'm Sauravishwar Sen from Catalyst Learning Services, welcoming all of you to be with us and exchange your ideas, views, and opinion, and gather perspectives from our esteemed faculty members from TISS School of Public Policy and Governance over the dual degree program in Public Policy and International Relations at TISS and Macquarie University, Sydney. From Catalyst end, I extend a warm welcome and I can't thank the faculty from TISS to take out time from what we understand a pretty rigorous schedule. Not only just it's a schedule which is rigorous for the students, but the faculty are equally part of it. We truly appreciate both Ipshita and Asim to be with us and share and support the aspiring students to understand the program ahead. Just a little bit of introduction about Catalyst. Since 2011, our focus has been to build capacities in students and working professionals to interface with career opportunities and pathways with social sector and climate action. And it gives us immense pleasure and joy to be able to adapt with the changing times with a truly futuristic education landscape, thanks to TISS and all of you to bring this forward. Last but not the least, I cannot start without a formal introduction of our esteemed panel from TISS. To start off with, Asim Prakash is a professor of public policy, School of Public Policy and Governance, Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Hyderabad. Asim has more than 20 years of experience in research and teaching, which also includes a stint at the University of Oxford as a Fell Fund Fellow. Asim has been instrumental in laying the intellectual foundation of the School of Public Policy and Governance, including the designing the course curriculum of MA in Public Policy and Governance, the MA Postgraduation Diploma in Cities and Governance programs at TISS. And now, of course, we would like to know more about the course in hand with the dual degree program of Public Policy and International Relations. Before joining TISS, Asim was part of the two-member team which established the first public policy school in India, Jindal School of Government and Public Policy. Asim was also invited by the UNDP and Department of Planning, Government of Maldives, to prepare a rubric of the first ever Maldives Institute of Policy Studies in Malé, Maldives. Asim has completed over a dozen big research projects for various international and national donors. His research interests include the interface between state and markets, regulation and institutions, sociology of markets, social discrimination, human development. Currently, Asim's research efforts are focused on two research projects, regulation of small town capitalism and cities and social history. Asim also serves as an advisory capacity in numerous public policy and social science departments. He's regularly invited as a resource person in various training programs conducted by the Indian civil servants, for the Indian civil servants. His recent book are titled Dalit Capital, State Markets and Civil Society in Urban India, published by Routledge, and The Indian Middle Class, co-authored with Surinder Jokra, published by Oxford University Press. Asim is a compulsive follower of political gossip and likes discussing it with people who can make sense of it. He believes that he would have been more content and happy if he had pursued a career in sports. Asim earned his doctorate from the Center of Political Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. Asim, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Dr. Ipshita Sapra has been a development practitioner for over a decade before moving into full-time academics in 2010. Ipshita has a PhD in social sciences from TISS, Mumbai, and her work involved understanding the livelihoods of young persons with disabilities in rural India. She has been associated with the Prime Minister's Rural Development Fellowship Program. Her research interests include social conflict, gender and development, and care in the context of cities. Ipshita is a recipient of Commonwealth and the British Evening Scholarships, United Kingdom. Ipshita is the faculty coordinator of MA and postgraduate diploma program in public policy and governance at TISS Hyderabad, and also a very important member of the public policy IR program, on which we are going to discuss tonight. Thank you so much, Ipshita, again, for taking out time, creating an opportunity, I think, for the second time now, within a couple of days, with an open house discussion with all aspiring and enthusiastic students. So as Asim mentioned, we would always encourage that there be a free-flowing discussion tonight. Keep your cameras on, use the chat box, ask us questions as much as you want to. And we look forward to take all of you through a very detailed discussion covering your queries and creating the clarity towards the public policy IR dual degree international program. If I may set the tone for both Asim and Ipshita, like always, we feel it's imperative to know from your end, in the context of the PPIR course, how would you like to introduce the concept of public policy and international relations, and also the interconnectivity between public policy and international relations? Thank you so much for your time.
So, Veshwar, if you allow us, let us play very two short videos.
Sure. Perfect.
And then we'll take up discussion. I think
Perfect.
some of your questions which you asked would be clearer there, but then we can get into a detailed discussion.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Can you just give us sharing rights?
I will do that. Thank you.
Is the video visible on the screen?
There's no sound though.
And Macquarie University, Australia. Two leading universities providing knowledge and dual degree in public policy and international relations.
There's no sound?
There is.
Relationship
Was it audible clearly?
was not very clear from my end. On my end, I don't know whether it was because of internet connectivity at my issue, at my.
Was it not clear?
The audio isn't clear, sir.
Okay, we'll play it again. Shipshita, can you play it?
I'll have to look for it. 1 second.
I'll send it up. I'm sorry for this. I think there's something wrong with my mic here. I'm sorry about that.
I should have it.
If you stopped me in between, it was not very clear. Then. So I'm sending it to you also as a backup.
Sure.
I just shared it. Is it visible to people?
Yes, it
No, it's not getting. No, it's not. It is no, not in the video format. Just close it. I've just sent to. I've just sent to Sarveshwar. He will do.
I think
No, it's okay. Go ahead. No, it's not clear. It's not clear at all. This is.
It is clear at my end though. It's not clear when you.
I think there's a internet latency. We can see it clearly. Some cannot, I feel.
But can you hear it clearly?
Cannot hear it yet. I think the sound has to be shared, video and sound.
I'll share the video with you, Saraveshwar. Maybe you can play it.
I have done. I have sent it.
Sure.
Okay. Maybe you try it from your
I'll
end.
just
I'll
try it.
just let this
No
talk.
worries.
We are delighted to share that the Tata Institute.
The voice was clear, but I couldn't see the video.
No worries. Let me just try. Is my video clear?
Video is no. There's no voice.
No, I'll just start this.
Yeah. Correct.
We are delighted to share that the Tata Institute of Social Sciences, India and Macquarie University, Australia, the two leading universities of the world, are launching a dual degree MA program in public policy and international relations.
The dual degree program entails that the successful graduates will earn their Master of Arts in Public Policy and International Relations from TISS, while Macquarie University will award Master of International Relations.
The first year of the program at the School of Public Policy and Governance at TISS Hyderabad will focus on various dimensions of public policy. This encompasses a set of courses on theories of development, growth, and change, as well as another set on understanding, analyzing, and designing policy institutions. Additionally, students will undertake an in-depth study of public finance and engage in a corpus of courses on data sciences, covering both micro and big data, along with acquiring expertise in impact evaluation. Furthermore, students will explore methods of policy research. Lastly, a unique feature of the program is the capstone project, providing students with hands-on experience of live policy projects. Year 2 of the program will be offered at Faculty of Arts, Macquarie University. The first set of courses will engage with theories and methods of international relations and politics with an aim to give a rigorous understanding of international political economy, international law and global governance, technology, power and uneven development, and security issues in world politics. The second set of courses will delve deep into regional world politics, with a focus on international relations practice, relationship of Europe and Middle East with the rest of the world in global politics. In these 2 years, the graduate students will have 1. Comprehensive understanding of the policy ecosystem that is configured through an interconnection between local, national, regional, and the global. 2. In-depth knowledge of policy architecture, policy processes, and measuring policy outcomes. 3. Role of world politics, international diplomacy, multilateral and bilateral institutions and actors in designing and practice of public policies.
The last date to file in your applications is 30th April.
I hope everyone could hear. Thank you so much.
I think we do share the Macquarie video as well.
Yes, but still in the process of going. So anyway, we'll share it when it again and during the course of conversation. Yes. So guys, you have any questions right now, or we should? It will be better if you ask us questions, and we'll be much better place to answer it. You have a brief introduction of the program through that video. Are there any questions?
There is a WhatsApp group that responds to queries on the program. Are
Yes,
you aware?
Manali, go ahead and ask your question. Manali, go ahead and ask your question. Manali, you are muted.
Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes, Manali.
Yeah. So regarding the section of financial resources that we had to fill in the application.
Yes.
Yeah. So I am confused about that. Like, how do I go further forward with it?
What is the question which is asked there?
Do you have sufficient resources to study at TISS and financial support resources? I have to fill certain sections, like period of support and start and end and all of that.
This right 2 years for the course. Course starts in July 24, ends in July or September. For sake of security, put September 2026.
Okay, and in the amount section, what do I
Put any amount you like, which is more and above what is above the fees.
Okay.
So see, I'll tell you the cost. If you are asking the cost of the program, would be like as follows. As you might have seen the frequently asked questions which has been regularly circulated if you're part of the WhatsApp group or you have gone to the website, it's 4.10 lakhs in the first year at TISS. And then you have in Macquarie, the fees is 40,000 Australian dollar. But for the TISS students, there's a scholarship for 75%. That comes to 10 AUD. Okay. 10,000 AUD. So, and then after that, there are lodging costs, there are accommodation, lodging, and so on and so forth. It depends on the kind of places you might like to stay within the campus, single-seater, double-seater, en-suite rooms, outside the campus, around the campus, depends on that. But if you roughly say that the total cost of the program would be around 20 lakhs.
Okay, for the second year, both the years combined.
Both the years together.
Okay.
But you should not hold hold a gun to on my head if there is a penny extra spent there. I'm just saying approximately 2022 would be the range which is sufficient for both years of the program.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So accordingly, when you say support, so you may write 25,000, 30,000, 30 lakhs, something like that. Okay.
Okay.
But that, don't worry about that. That's not much of a issue there. Okay. Is there any other question?
So can you
Hello, sir.
please, oh yeah, please continue.
Okay. Sir, regarding financing options, I might have to take education loan. So I would like to know the placement opportunities after that because I'll have to pay the loan as well.
See, Twinkle, I'll tell you two things. You have to understand it very clearly. First of all, as a university, we give you a cutting edge skill sets which will which will
Right.
take you to a job prospects. Correct. That's where our role ends. But having said that, we also understand that most of the students who join us are here for a placement. That we also
Right.
understand that. So we support them in various ways. Correct. Our school has a track record of 100% placement. And this year, what we are also conceiving an international placement support. So
Right.
ideally, we would like our students to work on international assignments
Okay.
in developing world, across developing world, Africa, Latin America, so on and so forth. So we will assess them, but as of now, I don't see any issues there because this is a program which is such a cutting edge innovative program which converges. Coming back to the first question which Sarveshwar asked, this is a program which converges two disciplines, for public policy and international relations. As all of you would agree, I don't have to tell you all these things here, but the policies are simply a connect between the global, the regional. Regional, I mean South Asia, Middle East, Europe, national, and the local. So most of the policies are on the connect of these four, what you may say, geographical spaces: local, national, regional, and global. And if you are able to make sense that how is the policy idea born, how they are implemented and executed, how they are monitored on one hand, on the second hand, how international diplomacy, international politics, and multilateral and bilateral institutions influence and impact policies. So you are bringing a complete, what I can say, a complete holistic understanding, or a complete, you're bringing together all the threads together in a single course. Now it is also upon you. How do you engage with it? How dynamic you are, whether and how you are able to pursue this.
Right.
So I don't see any issue there, but what I would say that you should evaluate the prospects thinking, and how do you, when the opportunities comes, how do you engage with it?
Okay. And question I have is regarding student visa and the work visa that you get for Australia. So I have read upon some things on the internet and it says 40 hours per fortnight.
Sorry, say again.
So 48 hours per fortnight for 14 days. That is the amount of time you can work as a student there.
Yes, that is, see, that I am not very sure about it, but if you want, I can figure out from the Australian colleagues and let you know. I'm not sure whether to what extent you can
Yeah,
work
I would
on.
really
Sorry?
I'd really like some help on that because I figured out some opportunities there as say tuitions and say babysitting, but those are not options that will fulfill my living expenses there. So I was thinking I have a bachelor's in technology in software, so can I do gig work over there? And gig work as in I pick up some making some software, but on that perspective, I don't know how to calculate the time because gig works are not time bound. So how do I manage that?
So it would be as per the current regulations. I think the website would be the best one to say, but I can see if I can figure out from somewhere. But the
Okay.
information the website is giving you must be the latest information of that is what it is about.
Right. I did see the website and it is time bound. It says 48 hours. It doesn't say anything about the type of work. And as I said, the type of work I might be doing, it won't be time bound because gigs are not exactly according to time. You pick up a project and it might take 3 months, it might take 1 month, right? So there's no way.
I think that then you are in the safe zone. Well, I can commonsensically say that. I don't know about it.
Okay.
But it's difficult to figure out for me also. Now, it's up to how can you do a gig work or not. But it says 48 hours. That is where you are getting a salary slip, a paid.
You don't get salary slip according to 48 hours in gig
No,
work.
you get that because I know for UK, I've stayed in UK for some time. I
Right.
know that you cannot earn more than five, whatever certain time period. So you go and work at a superstore, you are paid 12 pounds. At that time, you used to be paid 12 pounds per hour.
Okay.
And you cannot work more than 4 days in a month or something like that.
Right.
So they are recorded. It's not that it's the informal economy is very, very less, unlike in our part of the world.
Okay, thank you, sir. That is really helpful.
You're also required, you're most likely going to be required to register with the university and let your university know what is the amount of work hours that you are putting in. So, and these are, we should be very upright and honest about things when we do this. We should not be under any circumstances do anything which is contrary to the visa provisions.
Anybody else?
Sir, I have a few questions. I'll list them out.
Yeah, please go ahead.
First of all, as for the eligibility criteria, I didn't see any bars.
An
But-
undergraduate degree, Arun, it's very clearly written here.
Yes, sir. I'm coming to the point. But since this is a new program, what category of students are being targeted? Like, who are the ones who reap the most benefit out of it? Are the people who have prior work experience the ones most benefited by this program? And because I am a fresher, I do have a part-time experience internship. But would that help? And other than that, sir, is an IELTS score necessary right now, or is it just, do we have to get it just before entering the second year? These are my questions. And also, is there a stay back, sir, or do we have to come back just after the program?
Good. Arun, I'll start from the last one. This MA has a very, very fantastic offer. That if you score 75% or more there, you get a second year research also there to do a second year research. If in the first year, if you're able to, that's a separate course itself. If you want to get into a research program, this is a MA taught program, correct? Am I clear? So that is, but you need to score 75% and more. Likewise, for us here, it is 6.5 and more for be eligible for that program. Correct. That is the first. So now when you, how you stay back, when you stay back is depending on the visa rules applicable at that time. Staying back is not an issue. Working there is an issue. If you're looking for a immigration, migration to Australia, that is the point which if you're looking for. So that you need to stay for more than 1 year. It's not, it doesn't fulfill in 1 year. If you're looking for a work visa there, full-time work visa. So that's why this program offers you that if you do well in the first year, they offer you a second year thing, and then most of your working requirements are relaxed. Am I clear? That is the first part. Second part, what I'm trying to say is that second, IELTS. So you need to get your IELTS score some point of time during the course in the first year. It's not necessary before that. Third time, what kind of students we are looking for? We are looking for curious minds. We are not looking for anyone. We don't have any preconceived idea that you have a 5-year experience, so you are more better for this, or you come from engineering background, or you're a medical doctor, you are better for it. We are not looking for anything. Some of the questions which are asked on the application form is largely due to the international nature, because there are certain stipulation when international applications are filed that you need to require some information. For us, while admitting students, it's the curiosity of the mind and willing to take up challenges. Like for instance, I'll tell you that if somebody appears in the interviews which we both sit in, or especially I am there, my favorite question, this is how I begin the conversation, that Arun, would you mind telling me what is your area of strength, so that we can have a conversation on that. So we are trying to engage with you on your strengths and see how curious, passionate, productive you can be when you can make constructive changes. See, policy is about constructive changes. Policy is not activism. That's the first lesson. Policy is engagement with the system to bring in changes. So how well you can engage with it. So the first part is it's very easy to be critical, and somehow we are all trained in being that. There are inherent nature. Somebody calls it argumentative, somebody calls it, there are various names given by philosophers and Nobel laureates. But what we mean to say that it's very easy for us. But here what this program looks at, that you need to be critical. But how did you take that criticism to make a change for what you're criticizing? And that's the curiosity, passion, empathy, sensitivity all goes in together. Second, we like people who have that open mind. You cannot come into the program and say, I hate data. You might not look at data at all. You might not like to work on research data, but you need to understand data. Now, it's not an imperative that you should write a research proposal or do research on big data, satellite data, or micro data, run econometric tables. It's not necessary, but you will be trained in how to understand data. So you have to be open to newer and newer fields. You cannot say that I don't like ethics. I don't like this. See, because policy is a amalgam of all disciplines. No single disciplines can answer that. I hope I'm able to explain what you...
Yes, sir. Sir, adding on, as I mentioned, I do have part-time internship experience. Can I, so there was a question in the application, do you have work?
Yeah, you can pick up, you can put it there. No worries, put it
Okay.
there.
Sir, the other question is, since it's a dual degree program and TISS Hyderabad already offers a MA in public policy as well as diploma in public policy, what is the difference in depth that I'm looking at?
See, you will be having a capstone project which will be very international in nature. Now, you will be dealing with policy issues will be international in nature. See, we cannot change a discipline. The methods and the philosophy and theory of discipline will remain the same. But your outlook will be more international in nature rather than within the confines here.
So, after this program, if I want to work in India, would I be less adapted to it than the...
Not at all, not at all. You will be India, it will open up international areas, but it will not close anything.
Okay.
And suppose you want to leave after first year, so you will graduate with a diploma.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Anything else?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Abhishek.
Yes, sir. Sir, I had one query about what are the technical skills that is required for if I want to work as a political attaché or political scientist, and what languages or is it necessary to learn some languages if I want to work in Europe or maybe
See, most of if you go to Germany, they will want to want you to learn German to get into the government jobs. Now, if you want in France, they will want you to learn French. So that's country by country is decided. But in India, you cannot become a political attaché by doing any course. For that matter, forget about this course, any course. You have to compete and get into the exam and qualify as an IFS.
So, but there are recently I have seen that there are lateral entry is also possible. Maybe this year.
Lateral entry is possible, which who are established people in that particular field, and that is the age of 50-55. Lateral entries, joint secretary and above, there are around 8-10 officers are taken till now. Recently, government has advertised some time ago, a month back or so again. But there are people who are very established in their domain.
So, what are the job profiles which will be like more available for me after completing this?
See, largely the jobs will come from international organizations. That's where people work, mostly when they do international degrees. Second is, depending on their interest, you may also choose to work in some parts of the world which have less capacity, and you can contribute to their nation building.
That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Vishal.
Sir, I have one more question to add on. You mentioned that the students have a 75% fee waiver.
Yeah.
Are there any other scholarships available for us which we can apply?
Not any university fellowship anymore.
Okay.
Because university has given you more. This is an offer which is not available to any other such programs. In Macquarie, we have the highest fellowship. So you cannot apply for the university, any university fellowship. Any other question?
There's some questions in the chat box, Asim.
You want to take them?
We have answered most of it. The interview and written test has equal weightage. So 50% weightage for both of them.
Yes, the interview is compulsory for all. Any other question?
I see two.
Aradhya, this is the first year we have been hugely successful in the Indian context. So that's why we thought about launching an international course. This is our first year. But you have lots of alumni who have passed out from the Macquarie International course. I would request Suresh, you can show the second video from Macquarie, so they will.
30 total intake is for the courses 30. CUET scores do not apply here because there is a very different international entrance examination process. I'm not getting any sound. Okay, yes.
I'm proud to announce an exciting new partnership between the TISS Institute of Social Sciences to come and study with us in Australia at the Faculty of Arts at Macquarie University. Many of our graduates are now working in government, industry, and the not-for-profit sector.
The world is changing rapidly. Wars and conflicts, economic, energy, and ecological crises, and new technologies pose novel challenges for global politics. Our Master of International Relations program will expand your understanding of these contemporary challenges. This program will provide you with advanced theoretical and empirical knowledge in international relations. Together, we will explore global security, international political economy, power and history of technology, international law, and regional politics. You will also gain new transferable skills in critical thinking, problem solving, research and writing, and oral communication. The discipline of politics and international relations has extensive research and teaching expertise in many areas, including international political economy, international security, public policy, and political theory. We are all looking forward to welcoming you to Macquarie University here in Sydney, Australia.
So as if you see the chairperson of the International Relations Program, he pointed out that one of the very top features of the program is that the students get a lot of placements which are very government, international organization, which I explained earlier, as well as non-government actors. See, let me explain the job thing like this. I think if I understand correctly, there'll be the biggest interest for this program is the job prospects. Correct. If that is the aim and not to pursue any higher degrees, so the issue here is that this program exposes you to diverse opportunities. A, B, gives you the skill set to access those opportunities. Now, we cannot translate those to you to translate that skill sets, acquire that skill set and translate that job opportunities is something which is in your domain. This is what I'm trying to explain. That it will give you diverse opportunities, international, national. It gives you the skill sets to access those opportunities. Now, how you exploit those skill sets to translate into your own goals and objectives, there is a individual element, individual agency, individual keenness to also involved there. Nobody will get a job because you have a, because it's not like that. No? There used to be a time, I remember way back when I was your age, people used to say, if you're going to Stephens, you're going to study IAS. No, in Delhi, if you go to Stephens, you're going to study IAS itself. Nobody used to say they will take the exam. So that is not, unfortunately, that is not the reality now. You have to compete, and this at the highest level, and this program prepare you to compete at the highest level.
I think, would you like to answer Twinkle's question? Twinkle Singh.
What is it?
He wants to
I want to work at ethics policy and more especially. So is this course appropriate for me in MA and B or the MM? Both courses have equal opportunity, but this course will give you international exposure to that. Now, this is both courses will give you that. And both we have crafted that courses, so I know both will do that. But what this course will specifically take you to an international exposure. International with nations, with countries, with who are at least some years ahead of us. By and large, we haven't adopted AI till now in higher education. It's only adopted by guys like you who use ChatGPT to answer the exams, the term papers. That's the sole usage of AI in HI, higher education. But ethics AI, I would congratulate Twinkle. Is a fantastic area. You should not lose your interest, whatever you study. Ethics in AI, and that's somewhere we have to build tremendous capacities internationally and nationally in that. Is there any other question?
Yeah, the scholarship is actually that 75% scholarship is available for the second year of the program. The course fee is close to 40,000 AUD, Australian dollar. Yeah, but for the TISS students, specially crafted for this program is a 75%, which is waived, which is provided as scholarship. So, that comes down to about 10,000 AUD. What documents I must upload in the application? So if you go to the application form, I'm sure you are going to be prompted about what are the different things. What is mandatory in addition to your academic records is a passport.
No,
details.
what I would say that none of your academic records are, you should, if it allows you, don't upload them. Chaitanya, muting yourself. No, do not say. Saurav, can you mute Chaitanya? You're not required to upload your certificates. That would be verified when you in person when you join. My only request to all of you is that it's a tedious process. Please file your application as soon as possible. Even if you want to change your mind later, you can withdraw that. You'll get 100% refund. Now, because in the last, if you keep it for the last, there will be server breakers. There will be a lot of load on the server. Various kind of thing happens every year. We notice. So my only request is that you do it as soon as possible. And in case you change your mind at some point of time, you don't want to appear or you don't want, the fees is refunded, not the application fees. I'm sorry. Yes, Chaitanya, you want to ask something? You suddenly opened your... You're muted, Chaitanya.
Yes, sir. Here, power problem is there, sir. So...
No worries. You
Hello,
have
sir.
any questions, Chaitanya?
Yes, sir. I have one question, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can we get placed in different sector globally after pursuing this course, sir?
Depends on your area of specialization. If you specialize in finance, you will go to finance. If you specialize in conflict, you will go to conflict. If you specialize in data and evidence, you will go in that.
Okay, sir. Sir, and one more question, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I have the work experience in banking sector, sir. So if I pursue this course, then is it beneficial to me, sir?
So first of all, will you get a 2-year leave?
No, sir. I will resign my job and pursue, sir.
It depends on how you build your career. Which bank do you work with?
SBI, sir.
I would suggest, Chaitanya, you should do some online courses to build your capacities rather than resigning this job and joining this.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Because the finance which you do at the bank is different and the international finance is a different thing. If you want to build your career in international finance, this is the right job, right course.
Yes.
What is your position in the bank?
Senior associate, sir.
Is a position called senior associate also, which I was not aware of it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Earlier it was cashier, sir, and it was changed to associate. And the next promotion is senior associates.
And you won't get leave.
No, sir.
See, not many in Indian situation, social milieu leaves government job.
Yes, sir.
That is, if you want to explore that, that is your decision.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Naman, Puneet, the analytics would be of huge help. If analytics and policy discourse can be merged, you are the star there.
The application fee is $100. Manali, to answer your question. Nature of assessment prior to the interview, I have pasted it here, but basically, you apply for the course and then based on your eligibility, you will be asked to appear in a written test, which is of 3-hour duration. This is going to be an online written test with 50 marks for objective type questions and 50 marks for essay type questions. This will be followed by an interview, and the interview and the written test both have a 50% weightage based on which your selection will be done for the program. How to prepare for the interview, like for the first year of master's? See, we are basically looking for socially aware people who are aware of the various issues. We usually ask about your undergraduate degree, your areas of interest. We try to probe a little bit into it. A person who is open to learning, who has demonstrated examples of where they have shown that they are open to learning, a curious mind, and ability to think beyond the superficial. Those are the qualities one looks for. So basically an aware person, a socially sensitive and conscious person, someone who knows what are the major policies. You might be asked about the place that you are from, some of the policies. See, these are nothing. The idea is not to understand what you have, what you can memorize. The idea is to understand what you are able to internalize as a part of your studies, and how you assimilate, how you reflect on certain things. No right or wrong answers, but a general perspective. Intake is 30 students, Neha.
Chaitanya, if you are speaking something we can't hear, you are muted. You're still muted.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Sir, what is the relevance of public policy with the global business operations?
Okay. Any policy which liberalizes the markets has relevance for global business operations. Any policy which creates a competitive market it has a relevance for global market operation. Any policy which expands the market, for instance, if national government gives certain kind of tax concession for export, what is called a very layperson example is SEZ, special economic zones. They're primarily meant for exports. So what I'm trying to explain to everyone here is that, see, policies in the current times are a very close connection between the local and the national with the regional and the global. So global, regional, national, local are on the continuum. Anything which happens, no, if your chip is not brought from a particular city in China, your prices here go up. Now, and so India says, okay, we will make our own chips now. So we recently launched a plan to make our own chips. So any policy, markets, see, what is the role of the state in the current era is to how to create more robust markets and how to expand the market. How to penetrate market more deeper and deeper. That is all policies. And any market operation is impacted by the world. When people say, why is India important? India is important because it is a large market. And any policy which restricts or expands market have a huge policy relevance.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Twinkle again asked, sir, about LOR right now. I'm not in education or employment and have a gap year. So where I get letter of reference. Right, and anybody who can attest your capabilities, past teacher, school teacher, except your mother and father, and sister and brother. That's it.
Parents and close relatives ko chhod ke, anyone can write. Why do we write an LOR? Just to understand what are your strengths, and anyone who can verify that you are a serious student or someone who has good work ethics. So that is all we want to know.
Anupriya, this is not based on CUT. This is an international admission. There will be a separate admission for this. And there will be an interview after that.
Very good evening. My question will be to Asim Prakash, sir. Sir, question is that in our country, we are having mainly the government officers, the bureaucrats who are making the policy. So what kind of the role these students are going to, basically I'm the parent, what kind of the role these students are going to play on completion of the program? Because the private sector doesn't have any stake in our country for the policy making. So how this course is going to help them in getting employment in the private sector? Sir, please, can you please put some light into
May
this?
I know what's your name? Your Isha's parent.
My name is Shailendra Dwivedi. I'm father of Isha. Just I came from the office and I was sitting here and I saw you, sir. So just I'm asking the question.
Excellent question. Excellent question, Shanandarji. Excellent question.
Yeah, I'm manager in a government bank.
Oh, excellent. That's even better. So I'll give you an example. Since you come from the banking sector,
yes.
See, banking operations. If if we take away the salary accounts,
yes, sir.
The biggest banks are the private sectors.
Yes, sir.
If State Bank of India does not have the salary account, the biggest banks are the private sector banks.
Okay.
Correct. Now, and the private sector. So I'll tell you what. Just let me explain to you like this. Okay. Why is any economy a private market-based economy or a state-based economy? We say state-led development, market-led development. So there is no economy in this world which is purely state-led or market-led. Okay. What we mean to say, when the ratio of allocation of resources is more by the market, it's a market-led economy. When that ratio is in favor of the state, allocation and distribution of resources is a state-led economy. Okay. So primarily, Indian economy is a market-led economy because ratio of allocation and distribution of resources are more with the market now. Okay. And it is not true that the state takes decisions. The very fact the public, see now, in our days when we were students, you might remember that we used to have a discipline called public administration. Yes. So that was the study of government and policies. The public policy itself means that you are trying to study now institutions which are in the domain of state, market, and non-state actors, the parastatal bodies. Nowadays, the most influential bankers like HDFC, ICICI, they have huge presence in the social sector. So it's not that the policies are made. Yeah, state is a facilitator now. The role which has changed about the state is no more, it's not a single actor now. It is a facilitator towards to expand the market more and more.
So government is basically authorizing the policy. However, it can take inputs from a lot of sources, you mean to say, sir?
Yes. And most of the government, state government, central government, Niti Ayogs, union ministers, many are working on consultants hired from the private sector.
Okay.
It has yet not reached your banking. But you go to most of the work right now are being done by various consultants employed by the government agencies.
Fine,
And
sir.
that's where the role of policy professional comes in.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, I had a question about how public policy is linked with consumer behavior or behavioral economics, and what are the fields that we can get into if we want to pursue?
Okay, let me explain it. I will say that if you go to must have heard of this famous conditional cash transfer, right? It is about that a parent will get 500 rupees per month or $500 per month if they send their child to school. If the child scores more than 60% or 70%, they will get $700. So this is the changing the behavior. Now the most famous schemes which we have in India, like ICDS, the midday meal scheme. Midday meal scheme is about changing the behavior. The Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, it's about the behavioral change. Now coming to the consumer choices. How does public policy can mold consumer choices? Correct. If now, as per a recent judgment few days ago by the court is one of the also actors in the public policy domain. When I was explaining to Isha's father, when we say there's no more one single actor in the field, there are multiple actors. Court is also one of the major actors there. I'll explain through two examples. First is that recently they say that the Nestle or whatever these drinks which Badta Bacha used to drink every day will not ensure that the height of the bacha is anymore, because it's not a healthy drink. So it has completely now, next time the parent is at the superstore or a market to buy for the Badta Bacha, they will not buy Complan. This is the behavioral economics. Correct. Now I'll explain another thing. Court some time ago said that all natural resources in India, if they are being used for economic purposes, would be through auctioning, the instrument of e-auction. Correct. Now, if the e-auction is there, e-auction means that you get the largest revenue. The best bidder will get it. So, this whole e-auctioning in India, if you see, has expanded the telecommunication market to an extent which was unfeasible in the before. When the election, and now if you see the way our behavioral, the way it has changed, the very fact a competitive market, I'm just trying to say the competitive market has brought down the data charges. It's a competitive market. Now and it's due to certain regulatory policies. If the regulatory policies, and now you see a behavior for anything and everything, you have data on your phone, you can buy, you can sell, you can seek information, you can socialize, you can interact, whatever. There's so many opportunities there.
There's a question about TISS industry linkage.
Would you want to answer? Should I do that?
They have specifically requested you.
Acha. Okay. Who is Akash? Akash, can you? I can see you, Akash. Good.
Anyone can answer. I just put it there.
No, now Ishita is offended. I only have to answer. If you come to our class, you'll get 2 marks less from Ishita. Okay, so let me answer that question for you. So see, this is capstone project. Like right now, many of our students are in capstone in Bangalore working with ITC. So capstone, as more and more and through the earlier answer which I was giving to a parent. So more and more industries are drawn into the policies, and they are increasingly taking students to work with them, both as a capstone and both as an employee. One of the largest employers the industries now, unlike the earlier days where NGOs, civil society, and non-state actors were there. Non-state, the largest presence of non-state actors are industries now. And TISS has a very, very strong linkage, because it's an institution which is known to bring change through very constructive engagement. We are not merely critics. We are critical to make us change in the system, which benefits the well-being of the larger mass of the people.
Okay. Thank you.
Asim, I have a question, if I may.
Please.
And also to Ipshita. While we are talking and focusing, of course, on jobs and placements, just in case from the cohort pursuing the dual degree international program, there are individuals who want to venture out or start up, because of course we understand the vibrant ecosystem all around about startups and facilities of incubation. What could be the opportunities that you see anyone seeking within the program, whether it is at TISS, Hyderabad, or at Sydney, pertaining to starting up on their own?
Excellent question, Suresh. See, this whole idea of startup is very fascinating, very attractive. But there are three essential preconditions for it. One is your skill sets, which is venturing in a newer area. Correct. Second is that you need to be patient. Skills, it will not give you return within 6 months. When you get into a job, you get a salary right after 1 month. You need to be patient. That's the second thing. The third is that how can you use your ecosystem and network? Now, what this program, for instance, I'm talking about the PPIR program right now. What it does, it creates a national and international networks. So I'm repeatedly saying that whether it's a startup, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's international organizations, whether it's parastatal bodies, what this program promises is creating those skill sets and competencies and exposing you to diverse opportunities. How you exploit that, how you explore that, how you access that, that is your ability. But what is coming back to again, the biggest thing is for a startup to flourish is that the ecosystem, your understanding of that ecosystem. What it does, it is give you both local, national, and international ecosystem in which your startup can thrive if you do make the correct moves.
Thank you so much.
And just to add to it, I think because of this public policy and good governance lab, what students also get is some kind of an exposure of working with private entities.
But Ipshita, would you first explain what is Public Policy and Good Governance Lab, PPGL?
Yeah, sure. So as a part of the public policy leg of this particular program, we have what is known as a public policy and good governance lab. Now, this is something that we have kind of, though this program is new, but public policy and good governance lab is a fairly well-established part of the School of Public Policy and Governance. So as a part of this lab, it is a unique pedagogical innovation, so to say, where the students are placed as a part of their course to work with corporate entities, governmental agencies, and civil society organizations. So about 4 to 6 weeks they spend with this, working at, and they get an exposure to see how these organizations work, how policies are conceptualized, how they are implemented, what are the processes, what are the negotiations and contestations that happen. It's a first-hand exposure of the implementation space, so to say. Okay. And that also gives a very good idea to the students on what works in that kind of a setup, what is probably likely to hit a roadblock because of what circumstances. So this exposure and these kinds of interactions are very helpful if one wants to think in terms of a startup, because then you know that what is the current temperament of the government or the private sector, what ideas are celebrated, what ideas are not encouraged. So you already have a first-hand understanding of that. So when you try to do that for your own project, then you know what are the things that you need to be alert of.
Thank you so much.
So also see, even right now, the public policy program that we are doing, and we will follow something similar for all of you. People are working with EY, people are working with very important NGOs like the Nudge Foundation, people are working with ITC as I've seen saying. So all of this, across and then they are working with the government of Telangana, the Department of Municipal Administration to look at public grievance system. So they have across the board an exposure, which is, I don't think any other program in the country offers. There's a complete range, a sweep of all different sectors that this particular program offers.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Nidhi, please go ahead. Thank you.
So, my question is that what could be the possible opportunities for the students who are inclined towards the media, like media, journalism, or in field of creative writing after this course or pursuing this course?
Excellent question, Nidhi. I wish I would of your age and can explore this further. Nidhi, see, the thing is that if your genre of creative writing and media reporting cuts across national boundaries, then this course is tailor-made for your needs. It's give you a sufficient background understanding. It is not a course in journalism, but it gives you a sufficient background understanding. See, journalism is not like, that if you are interested, know it better than me. Journalism is not reporting now. Journalism there are various kind of journalism. There are data journalists, there are wildlife journalists, there are spatial journalists, there are city journalists now. Now, who can creatively describe? Let me give you an example. If I have to say the creative commons across boundaries, how society engages with that, you have to write a piece on this. It requires ethics. It requires understanding of economics and data. It requires understanding of institutions, because institutions govern the creative commons there. So this course gives you a whole gamut of background in which everything is situated. Now, just imagine you need to write about the aid politics in the world, or the impact of aid in developing countries. Has it made the countries, the aid has made the countries poorer, or it has actually helped them? So this is again about data, about international politics, international diplomacy. So it creates, so you have to create, that's what I'm every time saying, you have to use this course and opportunities to create your own niche. It just broadens your horizon. It opens a diverse possibility for you.
Thank you, sir.
I would also like to add that we all offer courses on writing policy briefs and developing, developing advocacy tools. So that also kind of hones your skills to how to write persuasively about certain things. So in terms of content creation, expressing what you want to in a very crisp manner, those skills, you get, and there's a lot of written assignments. Sometimes Asim has this habit of asking people to come up with animation rather than essay type questions. So one assignment is often, use animations to explain concept A, B, and C. So all of those are, different ways in which we try to see that the communication of the student, is improved.
A student of ours, group of students, did an animation video on land acquisition. The ethics of land acquisition, to be precise.
One, I think one assignment was to make a video, to capture certain policies or how Hyderabad is
So you
changing.
might have heard of, and you will see it on our social media in some point of time in another 3-4 weeks. A recent batch of students have interviewed people nationally, internationally to understand what is Global South. So this was the assignment. Anyway, any other questions?
I think was Ipshita narrating one assignment or project, right?
No, that is what Asim later said, yeah, videos and all. I think we should give people now time to think, reflect, apply, get back to us. Please join the WhatsApp group. Sarveshwar, if you could share the link of that. So
share the link.
Yeah.
In case any of you are not part of this group, just hold on. I'll share the link with all of you.
All important updates, any queries, we try to respond it at the earliest. So it's a good idea to be in that group.
Excuse me, ma'am. Have our students been placed at consultancy giants and consultancy companies like BCG, Bain, McKinsey, etc.?
Yes, PwC, EY, or
even in BCG also.
Yeah. And now
BMG
they're quite senior, they started, we are 10 years of this program. So they are fairly senior, quite a lot. There are no sample questions which are available as of now, but we can think if we can put together something. As of now, no.
Sharing the link to our WhatsApp.
I have pasted the WhatsApp group in the chat. I think Sarveshwar has also done it. But again, I'm just requesting all of you, please don't wait for the last 2 days. Whoever wants to file, just file. Any difficulty, just message on WhatsApp. We will immediately address it.
See, this is an international process, no? That there might be more fields than usual. Okay, you might get stuck somewhere. You might not understand what this particular question means. So please don't wait for the middle of night of the 29th to resolve these. And then what happens is that towards the end, everyone wants to upload and the server crashes. So you don't want to take those risks. Okay, so I would advise that as soon as possible, once you make up your mind, please go ahead and apply. And also middle of the night, even if we want to, we cannot resolve those questions because problems, because it might need some kind of a technical hand, and that would be happening from Bombay. So all of those glitches we would want to avoid. Okay, so Sarveshwar, maybe we could.
Yes, thank you so much once more, all the participants, for your questions. What we really enjoyed tonight was the discussion was question driven, and I sincerely thank both Ipshita and Asim for sharing and enriching us with your perspectives always. Doesn't feel like we spent 1.5 hours. It flew by because there were so many interesting perspectives that were shared. The questions were also diversified, and the TPIR program definitely stands at a juncture that covers all the essential aspects and responses that's needed in the global cosm, if I can use that word. Thank you so much. Once more, participants, thank you so much, Asim. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sarveshwar, for putting up such a good group, very energetic and dynamic group too. Thank you so much for that. Yeah.
We look forward to see many of them at TISS Hyderabad and Sydney.
I
So,
hope so. All the best to everyone here. Have a
All
good
the very
evening, good
best.
night.
all the very best and do apply. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.